Basically, we will be discussing about the reading part B and C today in class. Reading part B, where we have 6 questions. The nature of questions are like you can say multiple choice type of question. So, first of all, let's say there will be a statement. What this manual is about. This is the kind of question. Then there are 3 options: A, B, and C. There will be a paragraph given to you. You have to read the paragraph and select the best one out. We can see the concept of multiple choice. Either you are going to do the part B or C. The concept is to choose the best one out, right? This is a concept. So whatever you believe is the right answer for that, you have to select that out. Okay. It's something we can say rule of elimination. Rule of elimination. So before you can select your answer, make sure the rest of the options are not the answer. So keeping in mind the best one and eliminating the rest of the answer out, right? That can be, you can say, helpful for you. Okay. So, okay. So there are different types of, you can say, content from which the question can be designed, such as emails, brochure, manuals, policies. Okay. So you can see the kind of extract from there and even the guidelines. So these are the type of texts you can be having, the content you can have in part B. So here we solve now. So to before we can solve, so we have total time for part B and C is 45 minutes time for B and C. So we have 6 questions in B and 8 question in part C. So total 16 questions in part C. Anyhow, we'll solve now. Here we go. If you can see, this is part B. The first is the question over here. The manual inform us about the blood pressure monitor, right, is likely to interfere with the operation of medical equipment, may not work correctly in the close proximity and should be considered safe. So you can see this part of the statement, you can see they are almost the same in both. Likely and may can be considered as same thing. However, this part of the statement, medical equipment and other devices, they are different from each other. They're different. And close proximity has not been mentioned in this option A. And should be considered safe is totally a typical different thing, right? Anyhow, so we can go and read the paragraph. With the increased use of portable electronic devices, medical equipment may be susceptible to electromagnetic interference. This may result in incorrect operation of the medical device and create a potential unsafe situation. So here you can see that is the one of the option, that is your option number A that has been given here, and it's just focusing on about the medical equipment. The question is about the blood pressure monitor, so we can negate A from here. You can go on reading. I'll just save the time. So you can see the last line. This is the location of your B, and this is the close proximity, and they're talking about the monitor. So option B will be the right answer for that, right? So what you can do, you can just shade the answer like that. By the book, you are not supposed to circle or tick or cross somewhere because this is computerized check. So just have to shade that. Anyhow, the next question you can do for your understanding from the man, like say, the man notice is giving information about what this notice is telling you, ways of checking NG tube, or the method to check whether the NG tube is being placed correctly, how the use of NG tube is being authorized, and which staff should perform NG placement. Okay, so you can see there NG feeding tubes. Okay, they have discussed about the position tube, but not the option. Yeah, so this was insertion and care of NG tube should therefore be carried only by a registered doctor or nurses who has undergone. So this is your answer location. You can see that which staff should perform. They have not mentioned anything about the who authorized, or they just must have mentioned in this line incorrectly. Position to leave vulnerable to the risk. It is crucial to differentiate between the gastric. They have not discussed the ways of checking. Not discussed, right? So that's why this is the answer. Similarly, for this part C, what must all staff in the transmission process do? It's about the validity of the training, it's about a new procedure, and change in policy. So when we read this text quickly, we come to know that the answer is not in any of these lines, but started from here. It's about the validity option, that is right one. They have discussed about the mandatory training, but not new procedure. Right? You can see, yes, there is no new procedure, and neither they have written anything about the change in policy. So from this line, we have the answer, right? If you can see, that is A is the answer. So this is the approach you can go for reading part B. So to give you an example, you can do the rest of the question yourself. Okay, we can go for part C now. Okay, the last question we can also do. If you can see the purpose of this email, they're asking you about the purpose. So normally purpose is the first two line or the last line. What we have, report on rise in surgical complication, explain the background in patient care. So you can see they have mentioned about post surgical patient in the rise, but due to this problem they have changed something. It is therefore recommended that post operative patient now have continuous monitoring instead of spot check. So that was a change in the previous part. That's why answer should be B, right? Anyhow, so apart from that, let's say for the reading part C, so there are three different nature of question. The first one where there is little to no paraphrasing, a kind of question when we have little to no paraphrasing. Okay, uh, and sometimes we have highly paraphrase, and sometimes we have inference based question. Anyhow, so let's say if you can read this question, the first paragraph the writer used ever when corrected words to. Why the writer has used these words? So I will show you from the first paragraph what this is about. Just read the whole paragraph. Millions of people who suffer sleep problem also suffer myriad health burden. In addition to emotional distress and cognitive impairment, these can include high blood pressure, obesity, metabolic syndrome. Okay, so basically, what they are, these are the effects or the impacts of sleep deprivation. So you can see that we have three options. They have not discussed about the main causes, so we cannot select that. Okay, they have not about the research finding. No. Neither they have discussed about challenges. So we are left only with the B. That is the right answer. We'll mark it. Similarly, next question, what do we learn about sleep paragraph? So we can go to the paragraph and we can read it. A common refrain among sleep scientists about 2 decades ago was the sleep was performed by the brain in the interest of the brain. That was the scientist's idea. That wasn't fully elaborate theory, but it wasn't wrong. So now, numerous recent studies have hinted at the purpose of sleep by confirming. Okay, so you can see that the option over here. So scientific opinion function has changed in recent years, not mentioned. No controversy being mentioned. And tended to confirm, yeah, it was there, so we have to select. Neither they have mentioned about the basis of the research. Okay, so we can select that. Similarly, what particularly impressed Bob McCurley? You can go to the paragraph. So in this plot, you can see there are options mentioned, but every option has been mentioned with the word found, except one option that has been written as discovered. So that's why this is the answer. The rest of the option was from discovered. So found. Found is not a surprising factor, right? So we can go for the this one. This was the right answer. Okay. So on. So last one, this is the 10th question that we'll do in today's class. In the third paragraph, what idea is emphasized by the phrase by no means the be all and all? If you even don't know the meaning, you go for the contextual meaning. What I mean by the contextual meaning, for example, if it's the phrase, so from the last line, where we have the main discussion. McCurley and colleagues found that infusing adrenaline into rat's special forebrain impair the performance on attention tests, similar to that seen in the sleep deprived human. But this levels are by no means the be all end all. Like this is not only the consequence of this sleep deprivation, there are beyond that. So you can see there, this is the answer in the first paragraph. So in this approach, you can go for the part B and C. So to practice rule of elimination and develop your understanding speed, right? So I hope this will be a clear thing for you. If you like to ask any question, you can ask anytime, and you can join Madam online as well as on campus classes. Thank you.